as far as rubber being in. How much is that hurting you as far as the month goes and chewing up tires? Are you going through a lot more than you thought you would? Granted, we've had a couple days off.
I don't know. We've gone through a lot anyway. I think most of us went through a ton of tyres yesterday just trying to go for that pole. And you know, as far as wear-wise, we're still pretty good because we haven't been running. You know, yeah, but I mean, we used a lot considering what we had you know, before that. So, you know, we're still good. Obviously, everybody's still good on tyres because we haven't been running at all. But you know, next week I think is probably going to be the time that you'll start chewing them up and long runs. But you know, none of us have done long runs yet, so we have no idea what the tyre is going to be like.
Scott, on this side, since days like yesterday are times when we stop and we look at a driver's career because it was such an important moment for you. Your 2005 season is such a contrast to the last year and a couple, 3 months. Can you talk a little bit about that and how far you've come with it since 05? I know you had it 04, a good season before that, obviously, but it looked like you were in a spot that was just a terrible situation, and then to come this far.
Yeah, I think you could say the same probably about the guy sitting next to me. You know, it was a rough time for us, and I was lucky enough to sort of stick around and continue to be a part of the team. You know, after the bad times, you know, when it gets good, and you know, I think Briscoe's been extremely lucky to you know, get this ride with Penske as well. We've you know, found ourselves both in good situations, but you know, I think those years were tough, and you learn a lot from that. You know, you realise you know, the first year coming in 03 when we you know could have victories and we won a championship, it seemed a little too easy, and you take advantage of that, I think, and those 2 years really grounded me, and you know, you've really got to be thankful, I think, for a lot of the wins that you do get, and when you're on a good roll, because it doesn't last too long sometimes. So, you know, I think for us, you know, Dan was a big part of you know, my transition to definitely picking it up. You know, he's a fierce competitor, and you know, there's no better time or person to have you know, than someone like him when you're racing in IndyCar series and going for championships. So, you know, I think 2006 I learned a lot again. I learned a different style of racing. I think something that he brought from AGR and learned from guys like TK. So it was a big help, and that was probably my big transition.